My name is Joe, and for the past 25 days in a row, I've uploaded a brand new YouTube video onto this channel, and none of the videos that I've uploaded have required any scripting, and most of them have been filmed off the cuff like this. As I mentioned, my name is Joe. For those who don't know, I'm a video editor and content strategist helping online fitness coaches make better content and get more clients from said content that they're actually posting. Now, one of the long-standing debates is whether or not you should be scripting your content. And prior to me doing a 30-day YouTube challenge where I have to upload and record a new video every single day, I was very much in the camp of every single YouTube video needs to be scripted out. You've got to use your teleprompter, or at least have line-by-line script and look off to the side and kind of read it by that in order to make effective YouTube videos. And whilst I still think that scripting is going to allow you to bring your best self and actually be effective with the time, especially as sort of smaller channels as well. We're not going to have the luxury of, say, if a bigger channel has trust already in their audience, so if they digress or if they don't use a great hook or all these kind of strategies that we have to implement. Of course, you know, the guys at the top of the game are really good at it, and they're good at it without you even realizing, but they also have that freedom where if they are boring for the first 2 minutes, they're still going to rack in a certain amount of viewers that are regular viewers and always watch their videos. So for a lot of us, it can be daunting. It can be a struggle to, you know, kind of script all the videos out. And sometimes it would just be handy if you could actually just turn on the camera like this and talk about your subject. And obviously I'm going to do that in today's video, not having a script, and I'm going to talk about how you can do the same within your videos. So the first thing you need to understand is where you actually are within your content creation kind of journey, if you will. If you are someone that has not been able to record videos consistently, or you've been struggling to show up, or maybe you've been doing this for years and you know, kind of always using scripting, wherever you are, you need to identify. And then once you identify where you are, identify your strengths and weaknesses. Now, a really good place for you to start if you are wanting to record YouTube videos like this without a script is start with short form content and start with one point, one clear message, and try and do those videos unscripted as well. Because if you try and jump into straight away with a YouTube video and you know you're a little bit cold, you haven't done it in a while, or you know it can be quite daunting and it can be quite a step up versus, you know, if this video ends up being about, let's say, 10 minutes long, to find an easier version of that would be record a short form video for 45 seconds, because that's a lot easier to do. It's a lot easier to not make mistakes. It's a lot easier to kind of, you know, if you need to start recording again, it's pretty quick and easy to do. That's going to be a lower barrier to entry. And once you build up confidence doing that, again, not saying that every video needs to be first time, and if you need to do a few retakes, it's absolutely fine. But there's a lot less kind of emotional attachment if you do need to go again. And you know, if I get 7 minutes into this video and then I've got to completely record the video again, it's pretty demoralizing versus if I'm recording, say, an Instagram Reel or YouTube Short or TikTok, whatever it is, and I mess up 20 seconds in, it's like, okay, I didn't get that far. Just go again, go again, go again. And for a lot of us, we still have to do this. Even me hitting record on this video, I had to record the intro. Well, I had to try this three times because I messed up the intro the first 2 times. So yeah, I'm into the video now. And obviously by doing this challenge, as I mentioned, uploading every single day on YouTube, that's helped me develop the skills to kind of get more comfortable with this. And one thing you can do as well, and I was going to talk about this later, but I might as well talk about it now as it happened, is whenever you do freeze on camera, let's say you want to record a video like this and you lose your train of thought, you have 2 options. You can obviously have some sort of bullet points to the side, whether that be a laptop sort of just out of shot. I've actually got my phone in between my legs here and just got some bullet points down in case I kind of completely lose my train of thought and I just want to look at it. From here, you could obviously either make a cut within the video. If I was like, okay, I don't know what I want to talk about, so okay, I've covered that point, let's just make a cut, and then, you know, with the power editing, it's pretty easy to do. Or you can just quickly look at it again. I think if you are feeling awkward about that, you can almost just take the mick out of yourself. You know, like if I'm like, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I've completely forgot my next point. if I spend 5 seconds doing that and it then means that I'm more concise then for the rest of the video, I think as a viewer, you would rather watch that than someone waffling on for 4 or 5 minutes and you know, scrambling and kind of losing their head and then needing to restart the video or not finishing the video properly. So like what just happened to me a minute ago where I froze and I kind of didn't know what to say, don't be afraid to kind of sit with that silence. And again, even if you sit there for 20 to 30 seconds, at worst, you can just cut it out and you're still recording a video unscripted. There's still pretty minimal editing, meaning there's less friction for you to upload, but you don't sit there and you're not like, you know, frozen in a deer in the headlights and like, and then completely lose your train of thought and then get flustered and then need to re-record the whole video again. My kind of rule of thumb is if I'm recording a YouTube video like this, if I mess up the intro, if I mess up within the first 30 seconds, I'll just go again. It doesn't take me that long, but once I get about 2 minutes or anything past that first 30 seconds, to be honest, I'll normally just roll with it. Again, I am having to be a lot more, or having to be a lot less kind of pretentious, is that the right word? I'm having to be a lot more carefree, is probably a better term, a lot more carefree with me making mistakes just like then in my videos, because I do need to get these uploaded daily, and obviously I'm pretty restricted with my time. But I think I editing for a lot of clients as well, I see them messing up their lines and getting pretty flustered and getting pretty annoyed by it when it literally happens to every single person. You obviously just don't see that because it always gets chopped out. So if you do mess up, if you do make a mistake, I always just take the mick out of myself. It's a pretty good way to get out of it. If I stutter on a word, I'll kind of just extend the stutter, or like what I just did there, I don't know what it was, 30 seconds ago, where I said, is that the right term? And I sort of asking myself rhetorically just to buy myself a few seconds to actually think, to actually breathe. And again, all these little things. Normally I have a little glass of water next to me as well. If I'm ever kind of, you know, freezing up and my throat's getting a bit dry, I've unfortunately placed that just out of shot, so I'm not going to get it for this video. I should be able to make it to the end of the video, but yeah, these are all little things. Again, it's just about keeping your composure. You don't have to expect yourself to be an expert, but you can control how you react when you do lose your train of thought, when you do mess up a line, and if you focus on trusting your ability to adapt and to kind of think of it or fix mistakes as they happen. Again, I do that by taking a bit of a pause. That at the time, when you first start, it feels uncomfortable. You know, sitting there for like 4 seconds and like looking into the camera, the camera lens, we're just sort of looking into a black hole. It's pretty awkward, but you get used to it and you get more comfortable in that silence as well. So yeah, it is a lot of that, and just being able to trust your ability to kind of bounce back and adapt on the fly as well. And at this point, I've actually lost my train of thought a little bit, so I am going to look at my phone that's just got some rough bullet points. I know a lot of people that like doing this as well, because they feel that if they was to use a teleprompter or a script, it makes them feel a little bit robotic. It makes them feel like, you know, stiff and awkward, which is absolutely fine. I always say to my guys, just whatever's going to lead you to be more consistent, go with it. I am just on the fence of, if you haven't scripted a video out before, give it a go, because I think a lot of people, especially in the space now where everyone's craving raw and authentic content, which I think is a conversation for another day, I don't think is quite as true. A lot of people just don't have the skill to be able to speak on a subject for 10 minutes straight with no cuts, no edits, and concisely tell what they want to, or say what they want to say. You know, even myself, I'm not quite an expert at it yet, and although it seems like everyone is an expert at it and you feel like you're behind and you feel like you should be able to, it's just because you're consuming content from the top 1%. You're only getting suggested videos that, of course, have a lot of views, or creators that have been doing this a decade, and you're comparing your chapter 1 or 2, even if you've been in it for a few years, you might just be getting started on YouTube. You're comparing your early chapters to their 10 chapters into their book, or their 10 years into this game. So you do have to be very, very aware of that, everything you're consuming. Although you might watch a video from one of your creators and it seems like they're just able to do it so easily, it's because they've probably been doing it longer. So we've covered on, depends on where you are in your journey. Again, short form content is a really good place to start for this. Accepting the fuck ups and being able to move calmly. Again, just don't get flustered if you do make a mistake. You've seen in this video I've made quite a few and still been able to carry on. Why I like being able to no script, I probably should have covered this earlier in the video, is that it just gives me that freedom to create when I haven't had the time to do the preparation. Again, I still think that scripting out my YouTube videos, and it's clear by the numbers that when I do script out my videos, they perform a lot better because I'm a lot more concise, I'm a lot more, I'm able to do research on the videos, see what topics are trending and all those kind of things, versus I still haven't got quite as good at speaking without a script and kind of consolidating my thoughts into a shorter time period for you guys to kind of understand things or understand what I'm trying to say is probably a better way to say that. But yeah, I've actually completely lost my train of thought there. It's quite funny making a video whilst trying to not do it as well. But I do think that's what I was talking about, why it's beneficial. The benefit of no script is that it gives you that freedom. It gives you that, okay, I'm in a hotel room in Romania and it's currently 9:44 p.m. and I want to get a YouTube video done, and I'm still going to be able to get it done because, I can just stick up the camera, put on, surprisingly, this isn't a real background. I know you might be shocked, you might be stunned. I've had to get this on a random screensaver just to make the shot look somewhat okay, even though it's pretty bad. But being able to record videos without a script has been a massive lifesaver for me and able to maintain consistency as well. I don't think it's something that I would heavily rely on. I definitely, once this challenge is over, I'm going to go back to scripting videos, but I've now proven that I can record a video without a script so that, if I have targets to be posting once or twice a week on YouTube and I've had a busy week at work and all these kind of excuses we all tell ourselves, I'm still able to come on and speak about a topic relevant to my niche and my target audience as well. One thing I didn't put in my notes, which I think is definitely beneficial, is that it's a lot easier to do unscripted videos when you're an expert in what you're teaching. If you're a online fitness coach just starting out and you're kind of just learning your trade, it's a lot harder to do an unscripted video if you compare that to someone who's been a personal trainer for 15 or 20 years, because they're having conversations on the gym floor, pretty much the same conversations every single day. So for them to then, they might have a bit of camera fright, that's normal, but for them to be able to speak about a topic that they've been speaking about for the past 15, 20 years, it's probably a lot easier than someone who's just getting started out. Or for me, again, I can speak about video editing very, very comfortably and very easily to most people because I've edited over 4,000 videos for coaches and fitness trainers. So it's very, very easy for me to do. So if you are obviously, well-versed and well-educated, and this is something you should be doing actively alongside obviously creating as well, is constantly topping up that education, it's going to make these kind of videos a lot easier on you because you're able to actually, know what you're talking about, know your shit, kind of thing. So the last point I've got on here before I wrap up is obviously embrace the challenge and the work that will be required. You are not going to be able to come do a chat and maybe you try a challenge like this, 30 YouTube videos a day in a row or whatever it is. What I'm more talking about is you have to be able to go through the hardship of recording a video for 30 minutes and not being able to use the footage, or realizing that you recorded a full YouTube video and the mic wasn't connected correctly and you have to kind of go again, or you try and film outside and you completely messed up the camera settings. I'm saying all of these examples because I've done these myself, and there's been videos that haven't seen the light of day because I've made all these mistakes, even someone who's been doing this for nearly 4 years now. So you do have to embrace the challenge and the fuck-ups that are going to happen along the way, because they are inevitable, no matter how much research, no matter how much theory you kind of do on these kind of things. It's always going to happen to the best of us, and it will still continue to happen. So if you do start to try and record these videos with no script, and maybe you've done a lot of scripting in the past, or there's a lot of friction for you to record, just embrace it. It's part of the challenge. You will naturally have kind of ebbs and flows of creativity. Even throughout the 25 days, I've had videos where I found it a lot easier and a lot tougher to record the video without a script. You do have to embrace the challenge, and you do have to accept that it is part of the process, and nobody is born good on camera. Some people might have some tendencies that help them on camera, but speaking on camera, especially without a script, is a skill like anything else. If you wanted to get better at tennis, you would play more tennis. If you wanted to I don't know why I said tennis, paddle is so much better than tennis. I don't know why I said tennis, but if you wanted to get better at paddle, you would play more paddle and ensure that you shout vamos at the end of every single point. If you wanted to get better at dancing, you would dance more. Any other skill, it's pretty obvious how you get better at the thing. Yeah, when it comes to speaking on camera, people, are annoyed when they're not better at it after a month of recording videos, or they've done it for, they've posted consistently for 2 weeks and they're not getting the results they want. It's like anything else, to get better at this, you need to actively practice it and actively keep that momentum up. So I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you do have obviously any questions around this, then do feel free to comment below or message me on my Instagram at ShredderToJoe. If you are new around here and you want to learn more about content creation, bonus points if you are an online fitness coach, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I'm also going to point over, let's go this side, I'm going to point over here as YouTube is going to recommend a video that it thinks you'll like. So I would definitely recommend hitting the video here, and I will see you tomorrow for day 26.